What's up, YouTube? Another video here for you today. This is Cody coming at you again with another kind of a blog post kind of idea on our work series that we're going through here. So if this is your first time with us, I just want to say welcome. Thank you for joining. I hope you watch the whole thing here. If this is a help to you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and send to some friends. But we're talking about work today. And this kind of outline really comes from a blog post that I wrote on my website, codyblack.com, and that's Cody with a T, by the way, with a T. Everybody spells it wrong. I've got all kinds of awards and all kinds of medals and things from my younger years, spelled with a D. It's insane. Sorry, I went somewhere for a second. But anyway, here we go. Vocations of Glory, a Theology of Work. Now, a theology of work is very, very important for us. We've got to really understand what work is when we come from it from a biblical perspective. And I want to make sure that we're cooking with the same grease here, that we're talking about the same things. When we talk about work and we look at work, I think oftentimes we get the idea that work's bad, that it's hard, that it's a result of the fall of man, and that, oh God, I have to work. I have to go to work today. And we have such a terrible attitude. I have to do this instead of I get to do this. So work is good. Hard work is good. I think we grow as individuals and our character grows when we understand that hard work is good and we work and we're consistent. Faithfulness is consistency in the same direction. So hard work is good. Doing hard things is good. God works. In the beginning, in the creation, God worked. He made all things by the power of His word in 6 days. And on the seventh day, He rested. That's not to say that because God holds everything by the power of word and everything works and God holds all things into His hands, and after those 6 days, God was finished and everything just kind of stopped going. No, God took a break or stopped from His creation, if you will, and looked and saw that it was good. He saw that it was good. And so on that sixth day, when God's creating everything, He makes man in His image. And this image has many implications, and we might talk about this in other videos. But it was as God works, man was to work. When God made Adam and placed him in the Garden of Eden, He said, you're going to keep this garden. You're going to tend to it. You're going to spread it. And by the way, I want you to be fruitful and multiply. And so Adam has the command from God to work the garden, to extend the garden, and then to be fruitful and multiply. And one of the jobs of Adam was when all the animals were there, the animals come by, and he named all the animals, and he saw that there were differences in these animals, that some had parts that others didn't have, and those parts looked like they go together, and none of these animals were fits for him. None of them were partners for him. None of them would work for him. So God puts Adam in a deep slumber, and from his rib he takes from him he takes a rib, and he makes Eve, or the woman, Isha, from Ish, the man. So he takes the rib, he makes Isha, the other part of Adam, the other part of man is the woman. And this woman was to be a helpmeet. She was to help him tend the garden, expand the garden, and it was only because of her was Adam able to be fruitful and multiply the image of God all over the earth. It was God's command to spread God's image all over the earth through the seed of Adam and Eve. This work was a good work. It was commissioned and commanding, and it was all encompassing. All of Adam's life was to do what the Lord commanded. It was his work from God, and it was good. So Adam, you could say, was the first prophet, priest, and king. He had 3 jobs to do here. Adam was the first man, primary representative of mankind before holy God and before all of creation on behalf of God. You could say that he really was the first prophet, priest, and king. These are no small occupations here. He was also had the obligation of representing God not only to his wife, but to all of the rest of creation. He was a vice regent, if you will. Adam was the first prophet of God who spoke the commands of God to Eve. And when he said, we can have all these fruits, everything in this garden, but of the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil, we're not supposed to eat. And as you see in Genesis chapter 3, Eve was aware of this. The woman was aware of what the commands of God's word was, and Adam was that first prophet. He was the first priest. He stood as mediator between God and the rest of creation. And he was the first king, right? He was the first one who was to go and take dominion over all the earth, to be fruitful, multiply, and to cover the earth, again, as I said a minute ago, with the image of God. And so I say all that to say this, that work is good. Work is good. Now, at the fall of man, we see that work was cursed as a punishment from God towards Adam, but work was already present. It was already there. The tending of the garden, you wouldn't just have fruit just come up now. It would be harder. He would have to till the ground in sweat and blood and tears. And by the sweat of his brow, he would eat from the ground. And so work was there, work was present, but God in the curse, because the man fell from grace, they sinned against God, it was going to be a lot harder. The image bearing, the multiplication of the image of God all over the earth, that curse went down upon the woman, and she would feel extreme pain in childbirth. There was probably already pain in childbirth, but this would be extreme pain. This would be multiplied pain in childbirth. So the dominion mandate would be harder. The tending of the garden would be harder. In fact, they were exiled from the garden. So in the wilderness, they were to build a new garden, a new way to eat and provide for themselves. And then with the woman, her childbearing, it would be much worse. It'd be much harder. So a proper theology of work means a proper approach to work. God works, we work for his glory, and work is good. I hope you see that. I hope you see that whatever your job is, whatever your vocation is, we continue to look at this series of work, that it's good. Work is good. It's a good thing. God has told us to work. God works. And so as his creation and as his image bearers, we want to honor our God. We want to honor our Savior by working and working for his glory. So I hope that was helpful for you today. Another quick little video. If you would, please like and share and subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you all next time. Take it easy.